In today's video, we are going to talk about language selector customization, change the colors of the button, apply new fonts, adjust the selector position, and do some extra tools that you can use to edit the language button so it perfectly matches your store design and it is 100% visible to international customers. From your LangShop admin, go to Settings, Languages, open the Selectors tab. That's the main page in the app where you can customize recommendations, language, and currency selectors. At the left sidebar menu, find Language Selectors box, open the Active button with the green dot on the left. You can work with the sidebar panel and at the same time track all the changes at your storefront and how the button appears to customers who visit your online store. At the top of the panel, the app offers you to change the selector type. LangShop has 5 selector types that are currently available, which are dropdown, inline, select, iOS, and modal. The selector status indicates what status does your language button has at the moment. There are 3 main statuses you can change as well. You can disable the selector, make it visible for admin only. For example, you can change the status from published to admin only while customizing the language selector. And the last one status called published. When you're ready to make the button visible for everyone, select published and save changes. The next box has 3 tabs with content, style, and advanced sections. In the Content tab, you can edit the selector title. For example, you can have 2 or more language selectors in your online store for different devices, and you can better navigate yourself what selector you are currently customizing. You can also choose to display language titles or icons or display them all. If you prefer to keep both elements, you can adjust the selector icon type to a round, circle, square, or rectangular form. Plus, you can check the box below if you want to display 2 language abbreviation code or leave the settings with the full language title. In the Style tab, you can change colors, add new fonts, adjust the size of a container, item, drop-down container, and drop-down item. And you can also customize the arrow element. By default, the app uses pre-designed CSS styles for the language selector. If you uncheck the box, the selector will lose LangShop built-in CSS styles, and you can't use the rest of the features in the Style tab. However, you can apply your CSS styles in the code to the language selector. If you open the elements that made a language selector, you will notice each element has its settings, with the color palettes, fonts for background if you customize the container, and the drop-down container. You can highlight the borders by making them solid, dashed, or make it to none, and remove the border line. You can adjust the proper radius. Style the selector containers with the hover sub-tab when you mouse over the button. Change the animation for the drop-down selector and make a smooth appearance. You can change the size and fonts for the items you have inside the container. Edit the offset coordinates and make the selector look good and simple. You can reset styles to its default state. If you click on the button Reset Styles to Default, by confirming the action, you will remove all of your previous configurations and styles you have customized. In the Advanced tab, you can change the selector position to bottom right, top left, and relative. Relative position gives you the ability to place the language selector to a custom position like header or footer in your store. With the offset function, you can set new coordinates to the language button. The first box is responsible for height. The second one allows to move the selector width. You can measure the selector in pixels, rem, or percentages. The Isolated Styles option helps you display selector styles correctly without touching your theme styles. However, you can uncheck the box to keep working with your store styles and customize language selector according to your needs. You can manage the selector visibility for desktop, tablet, and mobile devices. By checking or unchecking the visibility box, you decide whether to display the selector for the particular device or not. You can adjust the maximum width for smartphones, get new width parameters for laptops or iPads, and measure it in pixels, rem, or percentages. In our next video, we are going to talk about selector snippets and how to place the selector to a custom position by inserting the language button in the theme code. If you still have questions or need further assistance with selector customization from LangShop support, comment down below, visit our 24/7 live chat, give us a call, or write an email. Subscribe to the channel for weekly tutorials, learn how to add language and currency selectors to your storefront, and translate your Shopify store with LangShop.